You're listening to Brass Box Stories. Inside this box are moments that were never meant to be found, small stories and quiet horrors. This one found you for a reason. Tonight's tale is called Still Watching. Sleep never came that night. It tried to open the door but could never quite turn the lock. So she did what she always did when the hours stretched too long. She scrolled. The app was harmless enough. Live webcams from around the world. Cities she wanted to but would never visit. Streets, cafes, train platforms. None of them knew her, but she watched them diligently, almost daily. For her, it was like taking a quick vacation. She often used the webcam app to escape her rudimentary life. The hustle and bustle of folks in Covent Garden, walking their dogs, pushing baby buggies, picnicking, or families skiing on Mammoth Mountain, young little ones learning and practicing pizza and French fries, felt so peaceful to her. So relaxing to know there was a world out there where personal problems sat in the back seat, where paying bills and rent didn't leave you broke and stressed out. The webcam feeds were quiet places meant to reassure insomniacs that the world was still turning somewhere else. Her thumbnail scrolled past the neat rows of video, plazas, empty intersections, sleepy streets glazed with sodium light. She landed on a webcam she hadn't recognized before. New, the small red sticker whispered from the lower corner. She clicked on it, and the screen of her tablet was instantly filled with the visual. It was dark. A narrow walkway, lit by scattered lamps every few hundred feet. Between the concrete, pale patches of sand interrupted the grass. Dunes, maybe, or a park by the ocean. She couldn't hear waves, but she felt them anyway. The darkness didn't bother her. She loved the sea. She loved the way it made everything feel breezy and fresh, even at night. At the far left of the frame, a cattail danced with the wind into view. She relaxed back into her pillow and watched the feed, her dreamy imagination taking effect. Quiet minutes passed, then movement. Two men entered the frame from below, their backs to the camera. They walked slowly, shoulders hunched, their silhouettes drifting from one pool of lamplight into darker shadows. She leaned closer, adjusting the brightness, taking a screenshot without knowing why. The men stopped. Neither one moved. She suspected the feed froze until she noticed the cattail slowly swaying in and out of view. The men continued to stand still, their shoulders close together. After a minute, one man lifted his arm behind the other man. Something glinted faintly, metal maybe, but the image pixelated as her tablet tried to compensate for the darkness. She saw swift movement, and the second man fell. He didn't stagger. He didn't slip. He fell straight down onto the path in a crumpled heap at the feet of the other man. He did not move. A heavy minute passed, no movement from either man, except the head of the other man, small jerks, as if he was looking around for an unwanted visitor. Her heart thudded so loudly she was sure it would register through the screen. She took another screenshot, then another. Her fingers moved on instinct, documenting, preserving, as if the images might anchor what she was seeing to reality. The standing man continued to linger. Then he turned and walked toward the camera. Each step brought him closer. He had an unwanted visitor. He simply wasn't aware she was there, watching and documenting his crime. His face slid into the lamplight. Young, 35 maybe, calm, features relaxed. She watched him raise his head and look directly at her. Not at the lens, not at the sky, at her. She screamed and hurled the tablet across the room. It landed on the soft powder blue pile rug, the screen still glowing faintly. She reached for her phone. Her hands shook so badly she dropped it twice before managing to dial. She told the dispatcher what she saw. A man was attacked, a possible murder, a beach walkway, lamps, sand, grass, somewhere near the ocean, somewhere dark. Where exactly? The dispatcher asked. She couldn't answer. The app hadn't listed a city. There was no title, no street name, no coordinates, just a grainy window into someone else's nightmare. By the time the call ended, dawn would arrive in another hour or so. She decided she would wait for daylight. Sunlight would reveal landmarks, signs, anything. She got up and turned on her bedroom light. When she picked up the tablet again, the app was still open. Same feed, same walkway, same crumpled heap of a formless man. Something caught her eye in the corner of the screen, the cattail. A breeze caught it and pushed it farther into view. She watched it, her heart beginning to race again. This time, anxiety and dread mixed with the rhythmic banging in her ears. A shadow cast on the cattail, distant and faint in the dim light, but a shadow that hadn't been there before nonetheless. It edged slower into view. She saw a hand reach up and cover the lens. When the hand moved out of view, the world was inverted. Lamplights hung upside down, the motionless body glued to the past ceiling, not falling. The hand returned and the feed blacked. The app didn't close. The black screen held for a moment longer than it should have, as if deciding whether she was still worth watching. Then a loading wheel appeared. Once. Twice. The feed refreshed. Daylight had begun to thin the dark, just enough to bruise the horizon. The walkway was empty now. No body, no men. Just damp concrete and the same scattered lamps, their glow dull and exhausted. She exhaled a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Then the app's interface faded back in. A title bar she hadn't noticed before slid into place at the top of the screen, pale and unassuming. Live. 0.3 miles away. Her throat tightened. She zoomed in, desperate now, searching for proof she was wrong. A bench came into focus, a familiar curve of iron armrest. A trash bin with a dent on the side she'd kicked once, weeks ago, when she was late for work and angry at nothing in particular. The cattail swayed again. She didn't live near the ocean. She lived near a park. Her park. Her gaze dropped to the corner of the feed, to the timestamp burned into the image. Current, still live. The camera angle shifted slightly, settling, as if it had just been moved one last time. And there, faint, warped by the cheap lens, she saw it, light spilling from a second-story apartment window, pale gold, steady, her bedroom. The screen reflected her face back at her then, ghosted over the image, eyes wide, mouth open, watching herself watching. Somewhere outside beyond the glass, a footstep pressed into gravel. The app chimed softly. Viewer count. 1. She didn't scream this time. She just sat very still, listening as someone tried her front door handle, slow and patient, as if they had all the time in the world, and knew she wasn't going anywhere. The story is over, but the moment isn't. Some moments don't end, they follow. Close the box if you can. This has been a Brass Box story.